The year is 2042. A ripple of unease, subtle yet pervasive, had begun to spread across the globe. It wasn't war, famine, or disease, the usual harbingers of global anxiety. This was something different, something cosmic. It started with the whispers, faint signals picked up by radio telescopes, initially dismissed as background noise or solar flares. But the whispers grew in intensity, coalescing into discernible patterns, a language unlike any known to humankind. Dr. Horace Thorne, a brilliant but eccentric astrophysicist, was the first to decipher a fragment of the message. He was a man obsessed with the universe, spending his life gazing at the stars, searching for answers to questions that haunted humanity since its inception. His small, privately funded observatory, nestled high in the Chilean Andes, was his sanctuary, his connection to the cosmos. While his colleagues dismissed the whispers as anomalies, Horace felt a thrill, a sense of profound anticipation. He knew, deep in his bones, that this was contact. The fragment he deciphered was simple, yet profound. We are near. We offer knowledge. We require union. The revelation sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Initial reactions ranged from disbelief to outright fear. The world's governments, initially secretive, were forced to acknowledge the phenomenon as the whispers grew louder, more insistent, broadcasting their message in every language on Earth. The aliens, who identified themselves as the Krill, were real, and they were making an offer humanity couldn't ignore. The Krill's arrival was less dramatic than most imagined. No invading fleets, no city-destroying lasers. Instead, a single, elegant ship, shaped like a teardrop of polished silver, descended into Earth's atmosphere and hovered silently above the United Nations headquarters in New York City. It didn't issue demands or threats. It simply waited. The world held its breath. The UN, after days of frantic debate, finally agreed to send a delegation to meet with the Krill. The delegation, comprised of scientists, linguists, and political leaders from across the globe, was led by the seasoned diplomat, Ambassador Anya Petrova. Anya, known for her calm demeanor and sharp intellect, was the perfect choice for this momentous occasion. The meeting took place within the Krill ship. The delegates were escorted through shimmering corridors to a vast, circular chamber. In the center of the room, a holographic projection flickered to life, revealing a being of ethereal beauty. It was tall and slender, with skin that shimmered like polished pearl and large, intelligent eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of ages. This was Xylar, the Krill representative. Xylar communicated telepathically, its thoughts translated into the delegates' respective languages. It explained that the Krill had observed humanity for centuries, impressed by their ingenuity and resilience, but also saddened by their self-destructive tendencies. The Krill possessed knowledge far beyond human comprehension. Technologies that could solve all of humanity's problems, cure diseases, eliminate poverty, provide clean energy for all. But there was a price. We offer you our knowledge. Xylar's thoughts echoed in their minds, but we require union. We offer you the chance to transcend your current form, to merge your biology with ours, to become something more. The delegates were stunned. Union? What did that mean? Xylar explained that the Krill, while physically different, were genetically compatible with humans. The merging of their DNA would create a new hybrid species, inheriting the best qualities of both races. This new species, Xylar claimed, would be the next step in human evolution, a species capable of reaching for the stars and joining the galactic community. The delegates returned to Earth with this staggering proposition. The world was divided. Some hailed the Krill as saviors, offering humanity a golden ticket to a brighter future. Others saw them as a threat, a Trojan horse concealing a sinister agenda. The debate raged across the globe, tearing families apart, sparking riots and protests. Amidst the chaos, one question remained unanswered. Who would be the first to undergo this transformation? The Krill had stipulated that the process would begin with a single individual, a representative of humanity who would become the prototype for this new hybrid race. The choice, they said, would be humanity's. The search began. Scientists analyzed DNA samples from millions of people across the globe, searching for the perfect genetic match, someone whose biology would best integrate with the krill. The criteria were complex and shrouded in secrecy. The world watched with bated breath as the list narrowed down, until finally, one name emerged. Elara Vance. Elara was a 20-year-old art student with fiery red hair and a rebellious spirit. She was an unlikely candidate for interstellar ambassador, but her DNA held the key. She was chosen. Elara's life was about to change forever. She was thrust into the limelight, her face plastered on every news channel, her life dissected and analyzed by the world. She became a symbol, a lightning rod for humanity's hopes and fears. Some saw her as a messiah, others as a sacrificial lamb. Elara, however, was just a girl, caught in the middle of something far bigger than herself. She was scared, confused, and overwhelmed. But deep down, a flicker of curiosity sparked within her. What was it like to become something more? As the world debated her fate, Elara found herself drawn to the whispers, the faint echoes of the krill language that still permeated the air. She started to learn it, driven by an inexplicable urge. She wanted to understand the krill, their motives, their vision for the future. One night, under the vast expanse of the starlit sky, Elara received a message. It was Xylar, contacting her directly. It told her about the krill culture, their history, their dreams. It showed her visions of the future, a future where humanity had transcended its limitations and joined the krill in exploring the vastness of the universe. Elara was captivated. The fear began to recede, replaced by a sense of wonder. She saw the potential for greatness, the chance to be part of something truly extraordinary. She made her decision. She would accept the krill's offer. She would become the first of the new hybrid race. The world watched as Elara, her red hair blazing in the sunlight, walked towards the krill ship. She didn't look back. She stepped into the unknown, ready to embrace her destiny, whatever it may be. The doors of the ship closed behind her, and the world held its breath, waiting to see what the future held. The interior of the krill ship was a marvel of bioluminescent technology, the walls pulsing with soft, organic light. Elara, escorted by 2 krill attendants, felt a strange sense of calm amidst the alien surroundings. The krill, despite their otherworldly appearance, exuded a gentle, reassuring presence. Their telepathic communication, once unsettling, now felt familiar, a soothing hum in the back of her mind. She was led to a chamber that resembled a cocoon, its walls lined with a shimmering, gelatinous substance. Xylar's voice, a symphony of thought and emotion, filled her mind. This is where the transformation will take place, Elara. It will be painless, but intense. You will feel, emerging, a blending of essences. Do not be afraid. Embrace the change. Elara, her heart pounding in her chest, stepped into the cocoon. As the walls closed around her, she felt a wave of warmth envelop her body. The gelatinous substance pulsed against her skin, sending tendrils of light deep into her pores. She closed her eyes, surrendering to the sensation, trusting Xylar's words. The transformation began. Elara felt her cells vibrate, her DNA unraveling and recombining with krill genetic material. It was a symphony of biological processes, orchestrated by the advanced technology of the krill. She saw visions, swirling galaxies, distant worlds, the vastness of the cosmos. She felt emotions she had never experienced before, a profound connection to all living things, a sense of belonging to something far greater than herself. Time lost all meaning. Hours, days, weeks, it all blurred into a single, continuous experience. Elara's body underwent a metamorphosis, her human form gradually merging with krill characteristics. Her skin took on a pearlescent sheen, her eyes grew larger and more luminous, her senses heightened to an almost supernatural level. She was becoming something new, something extraordinary. The krill monitored her progress closely, their minds linked to hers, guiding her through the transformation, ensuring her safety and well-being. They were fascinated by her resilience, her adaptability, her unwavering spirit. Elara, in turn, learned more about the Krill, their culture, their history, their motivations. She discovered that the Krill were an ancient race, having explored the galaxy for millennia. They had witnessed the rise and fall of countless civilizations, some benevolent, others destructive. They had learned the fragility of life, the importance of balance and harmony. Their offer to humanity was not an act of conquest, but an act of preservation, a desperate attempt to save a species teetering on the brink of self-destruction. Elara understood. She saw the wisdom in their actions, the compassion behind their seemingly radical proposal. She embraced her new identity, her hybrid nature. She was no longer just Elara Vance, the art student from Earth. She was Elara, the bridge between two worlds, the harbinger of a new era for humanity. The transformation was complete. Elara emerged from the cocoon, reborn. She was breathtakingly beautiful, a perfect fusion of human and Krill traits. Her red hair, now interwoven with shimmering strands of silver, cascaded down her back like a waterfall of fire and ice. Her eyes, pools of liquid starlight, radiated intelligence and compassion. She moved with an ethereal grace, her body imbued with newfound strength and agility. The Krill looked upon their creation with pride and wonder. Zylar's voice resonated in her mind. "You are magnificent, Elara. You are the future." Elara smiled, a radiant smile that lit up the chamber. She felt a surge of power, a sense of limitless potential. She was ready to face the world, to show humanity the path to a brighter future. But first, she had to return home. The Krill ship descended once again upon Earth, this time landing in a remote location, away from the prying eyes of the media and the anxious gaze of world leaders. Elara stepped out of the ship, her feet touching the familiar soil of Earth, yet everything felt different. The world seemed vibrant, alive with energy she had never perceived before. She was home, but she was also alien. She was the bridge, the link, the first of a new species. The fate of humanity rested on her shoulders. The journey had just begun. Elara's return to Earth was met with a mixture of awe, fear, and skepticism. The world had watched her transformation with bated breath, the images of her emerging from the Krill ship fueling endless debates and speculations. Was she still human? Had she been brainwashed? What were the Krill's true intentions? The world's governments, initially wary, now clamored for an audience with Elara. They saw her as the key to unlocking the Krill's advanced technology, a potential weapon, or a means to solidify their own power. But Elara refused to be a pawn. She chose to address the world on her own terms, through a global broadcast, bypassing political agendas and media sensationalism. Standing before the cameras, Elara radiated an aura of calm confidence. Her voice, though familiar, carried a new resonance, a subtle echo of the Krill language. She spoke not as a representative of the Krill, nor as a puppet of any government, but as herself, Elara Vance, the first of a new humanity. She recounted her experience, the fear, the wonder, the profound sense of connection she had felt during the transformation. She spoke of the Krill's history, their wisdom, their genuine desire to help humanity. She revealed the true nature of the union, not a forced assimilation, but a symbiotic partnership, a merging of DNA that would enhance human capabilities, extend lifespans, and unlock latent psychic abilities. Elara's words resonated with many, particularly the younger generation, who saw in her a symbol of hope and progress. But others remained unconvinced, clinging to their fear of the unknown. Religious leaders condemned her as an abomination, a blasphemy against God. Nationalists saw her as a traitor, selling out humanity to alien invaders. The world was more divided than ever. Elara knew that words alone were not enough. She had to demonstrate the potential of the transformation, to show the world the benefits of embracing the Krill's offer. She began to use her enhanced abilities to heal the sick, to solve environmental problems, to bridge cultural divides. She became a beacon of hope, a living testament to the potential of human-Krill cooperation. But her actions also attracted unwanted attention. A radical group, fearing the loss of human identity and the erosion of traditional values, saw Elara as a threat to their way of life. They plotted to kidnap her, hoping to use her as leverage to force the Krill to abandon their plans. The kidnapping attempt was foiled, thanks to Elara's enhanced senses and agility. She didn't retaliate with violence, but instead, used her telepathic abilities to reach out to the minds of her attackers, to show them her vision of the future, a future where humanity and Krill coexisted in harmony. Some of the attackers were swayed, their fear replaced by understanding. But others remained entrenched in their beliefs, their hatred fueled by ignorance and prejudice. Elara realized that changing the world wouldn't be easy. It would require patience, understanding, and a willingness to bridge the gap between fear and acceptance. She continued her work, focusing on education and outreach, sharing her knowledge and experiences with anyone who was willing to listen. She established centers for learning, where humans and Krill could interact and exchange ideas. She encouraged scientific collaborations, leading to breakthroughs in medicine, energy production, and space exploration. Slowly, gradually, the world began to change. People started to see the benefits of the hybrid program, the potential for a brighter future. The fear began to subside, replaced by a cautious optimism. More and more humans volunteered to undergo the transformation, eager to join Elara in building a new world. The Krill, observing these developments, were pleased. They saw in Elara a true leader, a catalyst for change, a bridge between two worlds. They reaffirmed their commitment to humanity, offering further assistance and guidance. Elara's dream of a unified humanity, a species capable of reaching for the stars, was beginning to take shape. But she knew that the journey was far from over. There were still challenges to overcome, prejudices to dismantle, and new frontiers to explore. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Humanity had taken its first step towards a new destiny, a destiny intertwined with the Krill, a destiny that promised to be extraordinary. Despite the growing acceptance of the hybrid program, tensions simmered beneath the surface. The rapid pace of change, the blurring of lines between human and Krill, unsettled many. Whispers of discontent grew louder, fueled by a resurgence of nationalist and religious extremism. One of the most vocal critics was a charismatic preacher named Elias Thorne, the estranged brother of Dr. Aris Thorne. Elias, a man of deep faith and unwavering conviction, saw the hybrid program as an affront to God, a violation of the natural order. He preached against the Krill heresy, warning of the dangers of losing one's humanity, of becoming something other. Elias's fiery sermons resonated with those who felt left behind by the rapid pace of change. He tapped into their fear of the unknown, their anxieties about the future. He formed a movement called Humanity First, attracting followers from all walks of life, disillusioned workers, religious zealots, and even some scientists who harbored doubts about the long-term consequences of the hybrid program. Elara, aware of the growing unrest, tried to engage with Elias and his followers. She offered dialogue, understanding, a chance to see the benefits of the hybrid program firsthand. But Elias refused to listen. He saw Elara as a pawn of the Krill, a false prophet leading humanity astray. The conflict escalated. Humanity First staged protests, disrupted hybrid centers, and even resorted to acts of sabotage. The Krill, patient but not passive, began to express their concern. Xylar, in a private communication with Elara, warned of the dangers of unchecked extremism. The seeds of discord have been sown, Xylar's thoughts echoed in her mind. If left unchecked, they will grow into a tree of conflict, bearing the bitter fruit of war. You must find a way to bridge the divide, to heal the wounds before they fester. Elara felt the weight of responsibility pressing down on her. She knew that the future of humanity, the dream of a unified species, hung in the balance. She had to find a way to reach Elias, to convince him of the Krill's good intentions, to show him the potential for a brighter future. But Elias was a formidable opponent. He was intelligent, charismatic, and deeply entrenched in his beliefs. He saw Elara not as a savior, but as a threat, a symbol of everything he opposed. He vowed to stop her, even if it meant sacrificing his own brother. The conflict took a personal turn when Aris Thorn, Elara's ally and confidant, was kidnapped by Humanity First. Elias, desperate to prove his point, planned to use his brother as a test subject, to demonstrate the corrupting influence of the Krill technology. Elara was devastated. Aris was not just a colleague, but a friend, a mentor, a father figure. She couldn't let Elias harm him. She had to act, and act quickly. With the help of the Krill, Elara tracked down Aris to a remote compound, heavily guarded by Humanity First militants. She knew that a direct assault would be futile. She had to find another way. Using her enhanced telepathic abilities, Elara infiltrated the minds of the guards, subtly influencing their thoughts, creating distractions, and sowing seeds of doubt. She then slipped into the compound undetected, her movements like a whisper in the wind. She found Aris in a makeshift laboratory, strapped to a table, his eyes filled with fear and resignation. Elias, his face contorted with fanaticism, was preparing to inject him with a serum designed to reverse the effects of the hybrid transformation. Elara confronted Elias, her voice filled with both sorrow and determination. Elias, please stop this madness. You're not just hurting Aris, you're hurting humanity. The Krill are not our enemies. They offer us a chance to transcend our limitations, to become something greater than ourselves. Elias scoffed. You're blind, Elara. You've been seduced by their lies. They're not offering us salvation. They're offering us enslavement. They want to erase our identity, to turn us into something monstrous. No, Elias, Elara pleaded. They're offering us partnership, a chance to join the galactic community, to explore the universe, to fulfill our true potential. Don't you see? This is our destiny. Elias's eyes hardened. Our destiny is in God's hands, not in the hands of some alien deceivers. I will not let you destroy humanity, Elara. I will stop you, even if it means sacrificing my own brother. He raised the syringe, ready to inject Aris. Elara knew she had to act. In a swift, decisive move, she disarmed Elias, her enhanced strength and speed overwhelming him. She then turned to Aris, her eyes filled with compassion. It's all right, Aris, she said, her voice soothing his fear. I am here now. I won't let him hurt you. She freed Aris from his restraints, then turned back to Elias, who was staring at her with a mixture of hatred and disbelief. Elias, I don't want to fight you, but I won't let you harm anyone else. Please, let go of your anger, your fear. Embrace the future. Embrace the possibility of something more. Elias remained silent, his face a mask of conflicting emotions. The battle for humanity's soul had just begun. Elias's capture and the rescue of Aris became a turning point in the struggle for humanity's future. The incident exposed the extremism of Humanity First and weakened their hold on public opinion. Many who had been swayed by Elias's rhetoric began to question their beliefs, to reconsider the potential benefits of the hybrid program. Elara, however, knew that merely silencing Elias wouldn't solve the underlying problem. The fear and distrust that fueled his movement still lingered, a festering wound in the heart of humanity. She realized that a more profound solution was needed, a way to address the fundamental questions about identity, faith, and the very definition of what it meant to be human. She proposed a bold idea, a public trial, not of Elias, but of humanity itself. A forum where all voices could be heard, where the arguments for and against the hybrid program could be debated openly and honestly. The Krill, recognizing the wisdom of this approach, offered their assistance, providing a neutral platform and advanced holographic technology to facilitate the proceedings. The trial was a spectacle unlike any the world had ever seen. Representatives from every nation, every ideology, every walk of life, gathered to present their case. Scientists, theologians, philosophers, artists, and ordinary citizens took the stand, sharing their hopes, their fears, their dreams for the future. Elara, acting as a mediator rather than a judge, guided the discussions, ensuring that all voices were heard, that no one was silenced. She didn't try to force anyone to believe, but simply presented the facts, the evidence, the potential consequences of each choice. The trial lasted for weeks, a marathon of debate and deliberation. The world watched with rapt attention, their opinions shifting and evolving as the arguments unfolded. Some clung to their traditional beliefs, fearing the loss of their cultural identity. Others embraced the possibility of change, eager to transcend the limitations of their human form. Horace Thorne, recovered from his ordeal, testified about the scientific basis of the hybrid program, explaining how the merging of human and krill DNA could unlock latent abilities and enhance human potential. He spoke of the krill's advanced technology, their ability to cure diseases, provide clean energy, and explore the vastness of space. Elias, given a chance to speak, reiterated his warnings about the dangers of alien influence, the erosion of faith, and the loss of human soul. He argued that humanity should chart its own course, relying on its own ingenuity and resilience, rather than surrendering to the dictates of an alien race. Elara listened patiently to all sides, her mind open to every perspective. She understood the fears, the anxieties, the genuine concerns that fueled the opposition to the hybrid program. She knew that true unity couldn't be achieved through force or coercion, but only through understanding and acceptance. As the trial drew to a close, Elara addressed the world, her voice filled with compassion and hope. "We stand at a crossroads, humanity," she said. "We have the opportunity to become something more, to reach for the stars, to join the galactic community. But this choice is not about abandoning our humanity. It's about expanding it, enhancing it, fulfilling our true potential." She acknowledged the fears, the uncertainties, the legitimate concerns about the unknown. "Change is never easy," she said, "but fear should not paralyze us. We must be willing to take risks, to explore new possibilities, to embrace the future, whatever it may hold." She spoke of the krill's genuine desire to help humanity, their wisdom, their compassion, their understanding of the delicate balance of life in the universe. She emphasized that the hybrid program was not about assimilation or domination, but about partnership, a symbiotic relationship that would benefit both species. "The choice is yours, humanity," she concluded. "Do we cling to our fears, our prejudices, our limitations? Or do we embrace the opportunity to evolve, to grow, to become something extraordinary?" The world held its breath, waiting for the verdict. The holographic technology projected the results of the global vote, each nation's decision displayed in shimmering symbols. The tension was palpable, the fate of humanity hanging in the balance. Slowly, gradually, the results began to tilt in favor of the hybrid program. One by one, nations declared their support, their symbols glowing with a vibrant green light. The tide had turned. Humanity had chosen to embrace the future. The trial was over. The verdict was in. Humanity had voted to accept the krill's offer, to embark on a journey of transformation, to become something more. The era of the hybrid human had begun. With the world's decision made, the focus shifted from debate to implementation. The krill, true to their word, shared their advanced technologies, helping humanity rebuild its infrastructure, heal its planet, and expand its horizons. Clean energy replaced fossil fuels, diseases were eradicated, and poverty became a distant memory. The transformation process began in earnest. Hybrid centers were established across the globe, offering the procedure to anyone who volunteered. The process, now refined and perfected, was quick and painless, guided by the krill's advanced medical knowledge. Millions embraced the change, eager to join the ranks of the new hybrid humanity. Elara, now a symbol of unity and progress, traveled the world, inspiring hope and fostering understanding. She worked closely with scientists and leaders, guiding the integration of krill technology into human society. She also focused on education, teaching the next generation about the krill culture, their history, and their vision for the future. The world began to change in profound ways. The physical differences between humans and hybrids were subtle, mostly enhancements to senses, strength, and resilience. But the internal changes were far more significant. The merging of DNA unlocked latent psychic abilities, expanding human consciousness in ways previously unimaginable. Communication became telepathic, eliminating the barriers of language and fostering deeper understanding between individuals. Empathy and compassion increased, leading to a more harmonious and cooperative society. Creativity flourished, as artists and scientists explored new dimensions of thought and expression. Human lifespans were significantly extended, allowing individuals to pursue their passions and contribute to society for centuries. Space exploration became a reality, with hybrid humans, enhanced for interstellar travel, venturing out to explore the galaxy alongside the krill. Elara, despite her pivotal role, remained grounded and humble. She didn't seek power or leadership, but instead, focused on serving humanity, helping others adapt to the changes, and ensuring that the transition was smooth and equitable. She became a mentor, a guide, a living embodiment of the potential of the hybrid race. The krill, observing the progress of humanity, were pleased with the results of their experiment. They saw in the hybrid humans a reflection of their own values, wisdom, compassion, and a thirst for knowledge. They welcomed humanity into the galactic community, sharing their knowledge and experiences, opening up new possibilities for exploration and discovery. But the transition wasn't without its challenges. Some humans, unable to accept the changes, clung to their old ways, resisting the integration of krill technology and the expansion of human consciousness. They formed isolated communities, preserving their traditional cultures, but also isolating themselves from the benefits of the new era. Elara understood their concerns, their fear of losing their identity. She didn't try to force them to change, but instead, offered them a choice: to embrace the future or to remain in their own space, preserving their heritage, but also limiting their potential. The vast majority of humanity chose to embrace the future. They saw the benefits of the hybrid program, the opportunities for growth and advancement, the chance to join the krill in exploring the vastness of the universe. They chose to become something more. The dawn of a new era had arrived. Humanity, transformed and united, stood on the threshold of a golden age, ready to embark on a journey of discovery, exploration, and expansion. The dream of a unified species, capable of reaching for the stars, had become a reality. Elara, standing on a hilltop overlooking a vibrant, thriving city, gazed at the stars, her heart filled with hope and gratitude. She had played her part. She had bridged the gap between two worlds. She had helped humanity find its true destiny. Her journey was far from over, but for now, she could rest, knowing that the future of humanity was in good hands. The hands of a new generation, a hybrid generation, ready to inherit the universe. Centuries passed. The hybrid humans, now a thriving interstellar civilization, had spread across the galaxy, establishing colonies on countless worlds. They had joined the krill and other alien races in a vast galactic federation, sharing knowledge, exploring new frontiers, and upholding a fragile peace. Elara, thanks to her enhanced krill biology, lived through these centuries, a constant presence, a guiding light for humanity. She didn't rule or command, but instead, served as a wise elder, a mentor, a living legend. Her stories became myths, her wisdom passed down through generations. She witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, the ebb and flow of galactic politics, the constant struggle between progress and stagnation. She saw humanity reach its full potential, its creativity, its compassion, its thirst for knowledge driving it to new heights. She also witnessed the challenges, the occasional conflicts, the inevitable growing pains of a young interstellar species. She saw the dangers of unchecked ambition, the allure of power, the seductive whispers of fear and prejudice. But through it all, she remained a beacon of hope, a reminder of the values that had guided humanity through its transformation: unity, understanding, and a commitment to a brighter future. She taught generations the importance of empathy, the power of communication, and the responsibility that came with wielding advanced technology. Elara's greatest legacy was not just the physical transformation of humanity, but the transformation of its spirit. She instilled in the hybrid humans a deep sense of connection to the universe, a respect for all life, and a commitment to preserving the delicate balance of the cosmos. She encouraged exploration, not just of physical space, but of inner space, the vast landscapes of the mind and the soul. She taught them to look inward, to understand themselves, to confront their own fears and limitations. As the centuries rolled by, Elara's physical form began to age, her once vibrant red hair fading to a soft silver, her luminous eyes dimming slightly. But her spirit remained strong, her mind sharp, her connection to the Krill and the universe as profound as ever. She knew that her time was coming to an end. She had lived a long and fulfilling life, witnessing the birth of a new era for humanity, a golden age of interstellar exploration and cooperation. She had left her mark on the galaxy, her legacy etched in the hearts and minds of countless generations. One day, under the light of two suns, on a peaceful world teeming with life, Elara gathered her closest friends and family, descendants spanning centuries of her lineage. She shared her final thoughts, her last words of wisdom, her enduring message of hope. "The universe is vast and wondrous," she said, her voice soft but clear. "Explore it, discover its secrets, embrace its mysteries. But never forget your humanity, your compassion, your connection to all living things. The future is yours, shape it wisely, create a universe where peace and understanding prevail, where knowledge and wisdom guide your actions, where love and empathy connect all beings." She closed her eyes, a peaceful smile gracing her lips. Her breath grew shallow, her heartbeat slowed. She was ready to return to the stars, to join the Krill and the other cosmic beings in the vast expanse of the universe. Elara was gone, but her legacy lived on. The hybrid humans, her descendants, carried her spirit within them, her values guiding their actions, her wisdom shaping their destiny. They remembered her words, her teachings, her unwavering belief in the potential of humanity. And so, the story of Elara, the red-haired girl who became the bridge between two worlds, became a legend, a myth, a timeless tale of transformation, hope, and the enduring power of the human spirit. Her legacy echoed through the centuries, a beacon of light illuminating the path for humanity as it continued its journey among the stars, forever reaching for something more.